but I felt like it never got.
That's what we got today.
Do you want to go carbon plated?
We feel comfortable announcing.
My God.
Are you sure?
But I felt like it never got.
You're supposed to see what happens. Because like, you're only building like that's what it is.
It is the week of my half marathon race week, and we're just gonna try and lock in for this rest of the week until race day. I ordered Blue Apron because nutrition, as I've mentioned previously, is the hardest thing for me right now in this training block. So I just want to make it as easy as possible for this week so I don't have to think about it. Make sure I'm eating actually enough meals and just fueling properly. So that's what we got today. Oh my God, why is it so big?
Oh my God. Moved to New York, they said. Oh, fuck me. Ugh.
One.
Is that what you're coming in for today?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
I'm doing the forbidden new race shoes before race day.
Don't say tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Buy shoes today, go on like a shakeout run today,
Nope,
just wear them tomorrow.
just wear them tomorrow.
Okay? We can see what happens,
Okay.
but like, I'm worrying you now. Do you want to go carbon plated?
Yes.
Okay, what's
I've
your
actually
goal
heard
time?
145 to 150.
And also just like the adrenaline from like the race day is gonna help push you through.
I hope so.
Yeah,
And hopefully these new shoes will give me
It will.
placebo effect.
That too, like you don't think about it so much, but it's like mentally if you think like you got like super fast shoes on, you'll just start to go
Yeah,
fast.
that's.
You're good here. Just,
Are these 7.5s? Oh my god, these compared to my Zeus, these are crazy. I think those are just like dead. You know, I have little tiny big. I'm definitely gonna have to tape my shins. So I only run it. He actually responded. Did you see that? He got it. He's like, I need your address. He's like, I will send them to you.
yeah. I think shoes from should be ready for you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Bridge. Thank you for flying. Maybe a little faster.
Introduce them to that life. Take them to your dance, let them watch. They just wanna cool.
Remember that night at the Hippodrome? Never knew that look when you look at me. Nervous as hell, so I didn't win a lot. You're the salt, I'm the lemon on the top. Heart quicking, south of the river. Mouth full of Vinny, sitting cans full of liquor. Street light flickers, feel it in my blood. Any which way I turn out, the lights burn dimmer. And heart quicking, south of the river. Mouth full of Vinny, sitting cans full of liquor. Street light flickers, feel it in my blood. Any which way I turn out, the lights burn dimmer. And 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 any which way I turn out, the lights burn dimmer. Heart quicking, south of the river. Mouth full of Vinny, sitting cans full of liquor. Street light flickers, feel it in my blood. Any which way I turn out, the lights burn dimmer. Heart quicking, south of the river. Mouth full of Vinny, sitting cans full of liquor. Street light flickers, feel it in my blood. Any which way I turn out, the lights burn dimmer. Bright beamer, 10-man ringer, heart slinger, take it out to fuck. No more love, no more love, no more love. Hatred and start, heart slinger, 10-man ringer, little number, doing shots. I hardly ever turn up to see my mates. I hardly ever turn up to see my mates. Heart quicking, south of the river, mouth full of Vinny, sitting cans full of liquor.
Dude, you did so good. What the fuck? That just turned around. I was like, I Forbidden, I got new shoes the day before. I think my big toe's gonna fall off.
We live and learn.
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, this will be a learning lesson.
It's not always bad. It's better than what you don't have, or you know what you have is worse.
Bye, good job.
Thank you.
I'm literally like on my third coffee today. That's crazy, and it's only 3 o'clock. Hi guys. We are officially done with my race. I'm literally losing a big toenail, and that is disgusting. If you guys have watched any of my previous vlogs where I've discussed anything about running, I have mentioned various times that I have lost many toenails already, and the journey's not done. I have 3 right now that I think are eventually gonna fall off. Literally no one cares. But anyway, this is part of the recap, okay? So let's actually start from the beginning. So I officially started training for this race in February, and that is because that's when I found out that I actually got entry into the race. Prior to that, I was running very casually to supplement my gym training sessions. It was maybe 2-3 runs max a week, capping at 3 miles. It was just like a treadmill warm-up. I never took it seriously until February, and that is when I actually joined a running program app. I did mention that I was using Nike Run Club. I switched to another app. I think they have so much potential to be such a leading driving force of training plans and marathon training, half marathon training. The app that I used during the last 12 weeks was very buggy. I used it the whole 12 weeks, come to realize that I quite literally just overtrained myself. I'm very stubborn and headstrong, so if the plan tells me to do a workout, it tells me to do it at a certain pace, it tells me to do certain mileage, I'm gonna do it, because in my head, if I don't hit whatever it tells me to hit, I feel like I didn't complete it. I feel like a failure. Part of it was my fault because I could have prevented my injuries had I not been so naive or not been so stubborn. And the whole half of the 12 weeks, I was training injured. So I had this whole right leg, my shin splints, my ankles, just in a lot of pain. Even when I was walking, if you guys are in pain, like, don't overtrain. You know, I was already so deep in it. I really wanted to show out to race day, and I didn't want to essentially give up on something. So at the beginning, I had set a goal of sub 145. I thought that was very attainable. Keep in mind, you guys, I have not been running, like actually running. And so a goal of sub 145 on a very difficult course was so naive of me, and I had no idea what I was thinking. Genuinely, I didn't even consider the hills of this race. I was just thinking a flat course, easy breezy, right? That's when I threw 145 out there. And it wasn't until a few weeks leading up to the race where I realized I'm gonna have to do this course that has a 760 feet elevation gain, which is insane, you guys. I think New York Marathon is ranked one of the hardest courses of all the marathon courses, and I think the Central Park elevation gain is about the same as New York Marathon course. Then a few weeks prior, I realized that sustaining an 8:01 pace for 13 miles on a hilly course was very naive of me. And so that's when I opened my goal B into a range, and I said, okay, 145 to 150. That is still pushing it, because that's only it's a pace of like 10 seconds lower. Midway through training, I realized that this goal time is very difficult for me to sustain, because during my training, I was maybe averaging 8:55 for the fastest pace of all of my training. I was like, if I can't even sustain this pace in my training, how the heck am I gonna run a minute faster per mile during race day? The day before, I end up going to Fleet Feet and I get new race day shoes. And if anyone knows, you are not supposed to show up to race day with anything new. Everything should have been worn in, everything should have already been tested, everything should already have mileage on it. So when race day comes, you know that you can run the full half, the full marathon without any issues. I knew going into it too, the repercussions that could happen if I ended up getting new shoes the day before the race, and I still did it, and I learned my lesson. The first half, I was like cloud 9. I was running so well. I was on pace, and I was even quicker. Just mile 9, 10, and onward, I had an excruciating pain. Anyone knows Central Park, it is a tough fucking course to race on, and we had to do that twice because the Central Park loop is only 7 miles, and so for a half we had to do 2 loops. The hills on that are no joke, and so when your course is going up and down, obviously on the downwards your toes are going to slide into the front of the shoe. Yeah, I just ended up with a very badly bruised nail by the end of the race, and it is definitely on its way coming off now. But I just remember mile 10, 11, 12, I was in so much pain. My pace obviously started to slow down because it was just hurting so bad, and I tried to like scrunch my toe so it wasn't being so irritated, but I don't know if that made it worse. And I also showed up late, you guys. I don't freaking know how I showed up late because I woke up at 5:30. It is on the train platform that I realized my race is at 8 a.m. and not 8:30. The station to bag drop is a mile. I get off the station, I'm running to the bag drop, right? I'm already wasting my energy, wasted an extra mile. The anxiety that I was feeling, because I've never experienced race day. I don't know how lenient they are. I don't know how structured it is. I don't know how strict they are. So yeah, I get off the train, I book it to bag drop. Again, I have no idea where this thing is. So I'm like looking at my phone, trying to figure out and follow this line, and hopefully that it takes me to the right spot and I don't get lost. I show up to the starting line 10 minutes late and it ended up being fine. So midway throughout the course, somehow my watch starts getting off from the course markings. It was kind of hard to actually like pace myself and know where I was time-wise. I remember just running during the course and I was just like, I want this PB so bad. I want this PB. At this point, you guys, I was just in so much pain. I wasn't even checking my watch anymore. Like I was just running as best as I could given my toe, and I just tried to push the pace as hard as I could. Near the end of the race, I had no idea where I was time-wise. The last 0.2 miles, I see the finish line and I see the clock on the finish line. It literally says 1:58:20. I just remember seeing that and I felt so defeated because I have done in my training program a half under 2 hours. Seeing 1:58 on the time, I was like, how the hell did that happen? I think sub 2 is a very good time for your first half and your first race, but I knew I was capable of more, and so seeing that, I was so defeated and so disappointed in myself. I didn't want it to get to 1:59. So I just start booking it. I'm sprinting to the end and I finish 1:58:40 something is what I saw on the final. It didn't hit me until 30 minutes later where I just remembered my friend tell me about the clock being the gun time. That means at 8 a.m. the clock starts. Obviously now it hit me. I was like, holy shit, I started late. I download the app and I go search my name and I see the results. 1:49:59, you guys. Granted, I fell short of my goal A of sub 1:45, and just by 1 second, I made my goal B. Honestly, if I didn't sprint, if I had already given up, I wouldn't have hit my goal B time. I'm very proud of myself for sprinting at the end and still giving it my all. After reflecting on the entire race day, my training overall, I ended up just being proud of myself because given all the circumstances, the race day itself, I was late, my toe was hurting, the course was a bitch, my watch was off, my pacing was off. Like I just felt like overall it was a very hectic race day. For me to achieve that time that I got for my first race, first half, I'm proud of myself, but I told myself I want to get back on that course next year and just even be faster. I know I could do it if I didn't have any of these blockers, if I wasn't injured, if I actually did not get new race shoes the day before. I think if I just had everything aligned on race day, I know I could do it. Hopefully next year I can have that opportunity to do the race again and just really see how I progress from now until then.
That concludes my recap of my very first race, the Maybelline All Women's Half 2026. I guess this is when I feel comfortable announcing my next race, which is going to be New York Marathon, you guys. Yes, I'm running New York Marathon in November. I am so excited. I remember I had the opportunity to spectate it last year. I had no idea how the heck I was gonna do it, but I was like, I am gonna run New York Marathon one day. I did not know it was gonna be this year. I did not know it was gonna happen this soon. The emotions that I felt watching people run, watching people complete a marathon in their way and the best of their abilities was so inspiring. Seeing so many people run for different reasons. I just remember standing there and I was like, wow, I want to run this. Like I want to physically and mentally push myself to that limit, just challenge myself in that way. And little did I know it was going to be this year that was going to happen and it was going to come into fruition. Yeah, I'm just so excited. I think going from a spectator to then be officially running it is just going to be another level. I do wholeheartedly agree. New York Marathon Day is the best day of the year in New York. I think my family's going to come out, friends are going to come out and support. I just think overall it's going to be one of the best days of this year for me and definitely a core memory. I will explain more about how I got into New York Marathon. So if you guys are interested to follow along my training journey and just day-to-day life, look forward to that. And for now, I'm just going to fully rest up my leg and my toes. I will be back officially training again for just the gym and also for this marathon. That concludes today's video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.